Oh God. Oh, it's happened. Oh, it's leaking. It's leaking. Oh, I don't know what that is. This is why we don't do BMWs. Thomas, have you...
You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is maybe the last great M car.
That's quite a bold statement, and one that we hope gets proven false in time. But the fact remains that the M2 CS is the purest distillation of what it means to M-ify a car. Rear-wheel drive, manual, inline-six, crap tons of power in an angry little package.
And among its upgrades over the regular M2 competition, the CS comes with lap-time-focused Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tyres. A bold performance choice by BMW, but one that goes a long way to defining this car's character. And those tyres, along with the other changes that we'll discuss in a minute, make this particular M car what it is, and also contribute to its $25,000 premium over the M2 comp.
So a huge thanks to BMW Markham for letting us feature this stunningly spec'd example. If you're new to Throttle House, we do car reviews, track tests, and quite a lot of messing around. So subscribe and hit the bell.
I don't want to say I'm only happy when I'm in an M car, so I won't.
I think Thomas is only happy in an M car. But you know what? I think he has reason to be in this one. Because the M2 was already amazing. And this is the best one yet. And it's also the most powerful one. Because no longer is it a detuned M4 engine. It's the full fat 444 horsepower M4 engine. And unlike the E46 that Thomas owns, this one is turbocharged and it drives very turbocharged. Low in the revs, there's no power. Floor it, and then it comes in. It makes you feel like you're just the best midwife ever. You engineer this push. You put your foot down and whoosh. I just ruined M cars, I'm sorry. Do I wish it sounded better? Yeah. It's angry, it doesn't really sing. But it sounds fine. And it revs high. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. I like that. Playful engine aside though, the CS still suffers from some of the foibles we noticed in the M2 competition. The clutch, a little bit too light, a bit too springy. The shifter's good, a bit notchy in some places. Going into second, you kind of hit some stuff, but it feels connected. They're smooth, they're purposeful. As is the steering. In fact, in Sport Plus around town, it's a bit too heavy, but you drop it down to comfort and it's wonderful. And that extra power is very welcome, because this time it hits 60 miles an hour even quicker than the M2 comp.
But it's not just the extra power. BMW's also implemented a ton of carbon fiber, including the hood and the roof, to lower the weight and the center of gravity. But they also added the cooling package from the M4 competition, which gives it an extra radiator and oil cooler. And they've also added the adaptive suspension. So now you have an M2 CS that weighs about the same as an M2 competition anyway.
And people have always complained that the M2 is too heavy. I've driven every version of this car. Yes, the number is high, but the way that it feels is what matters. And this car feels so playful. It doesn't feel heavy, it feels light, it dances. Very few cars have character these days. This one has a whole bundle of it. But the question is the CS different? It's quick. Because there's only a few things changed. For example, the damping. We've got the adaptive dampers now. Here's what I've noticed. I think it is a little bit better damped than the M2 competition. Because I find that right now it's incredibly supple, even in Sport Plus mode, but it's very controlled over the bumps, and the mid-corner is a little bit more locked down than I remember in the competition. Does comfort mode now mean that it's a Rolls Royce? No, not even close. Don't forget, this is still a sports car. Road noise is quite high, and it's a little bit harsh in the city. The M2 was always very leery in the corners, really edgy because of the short wheelbase and kind of the way that it would bounce around. This one isn't quite as dangerous feeling, which I'm not sure is a good thing. No, it's a good thing, because it's still very playful. It just feels a little bit more controlled to me. And I'm sure that's in part as well to the Cup 2s that are on the CS. The Cup 2 is a very aggressive tire, really, really sticky. They seem to have given it a really aggressive on-center feel. They track very straight, but then they also grab cambers in the road. So the steering is a lot more talkative than I remember, and it's also very solid. It took BMW so many years to figure out this electronic power steering system. They've absolutely nailed it in this car, and now the next generation isn't quite there yet. It's frustrating. Oh, these cars. It's so good. It's just so much fun to drive. And it looks awesome.
Now this is knocking on the door of the Cayman GT4 as far as the most special Cayman or the most special 2 Series. And the Cayman, it has to be said, is more sporting than this. But this is more, as Thomas said, playful. The Cayman feels like an extension of yourself. This feels like it's come along to play with you. So the Cayman is great if you want to play with yourself. This is great if you want company. I bet you guys are glad you don't have to pay to watch this stuff.
Can we talk about this?
It's so beautiful. I've had this in my garage, and last night, in the middle of the night, I got up just to go look at it, which should be the case with cars like this.
I don't want to say that this is peak BMW, but this might actually be peak BMW.
It might be.
Well, currently, as far as we know, it's not just downhill from here. It's like a plummeting chasm of
Anyway,
despair.
so what's important to note is that this is what an M car should look like.
Yes.
And what was the last BMW we were in with an M on it? It was the 4 Series,
Ooh,
right?
ooh.
This is so you say, "Mum, can I have an M car?" And she says, "No, we have M cars at home."
That's the M car at home.
That's the M car at home.
Yeah, so there's so much on this to talk about. We could literally just sit here and drool over this all day, as you might have seen. But like just this design alone right here, this section is fantastic. The grille is perfectly proportioned and styled for the shape of the front end. And we have this now.
Which is functional.
It's functional. It actually is going to, not only does it work with the cooling, but it also reduces the front end lift, right? Because it reduces pressure in the hood.
This is a from every angle good looking car.
Look at the weave of
And
the carbon
and the weave
fiber.
changes, yeah. So you've got the chessboard up here.
Yeah.
You got the smaller weave here, and then even through here you can see.
You can see the carbon fiber.
Yeah. So the M2 CS famously gets these tinted gold wheels.
Yes.
But this one is special because this has the optional carbon ceramic brake package, which gives you the gold calipers.
You'd think that like it would be a gold on gold clash, but it just so works.
It's not gaudy at all.
No, it just works perfectly.
No, they made a stunning car. This is Misano blue. One of my criticisms actually, and I don't normally criticize blue because this is stunning.
This is a perfect blue for this car.
It's not unique to this car. Like, it's the only way to get Misano blue on a 2 Series right now is to get the M2 CS.
Right.
Ergo, it's special.
Yeah.
But you can get Misano blue on a Z4 M40i. So it's kind of like...
Yeah, but it looks better on this, I think, than in any other
there's
application.
More of it.
There's
no
more of it.
fabric roof.
No, you said from every angle. It's just the most true statement, isn't it? I cannot find a location to look at this car that I don't physically enjoy looking at it.
The size is brilliant.
It's perfect.
And you would think that would cause compromise on the inside, but it doesn't.
It really, really doesn't.
Okay. See, the reason I say it's not compromised,
Yeah.
and we don't normally start talking about the back seats, but they're perfectly comfortable.
They're not just comfortable, they're spacious somehow.
Yeah, we're driving a G70 this week, and they are less spacious than the inside
That
of
doesn't
this.
make any sense, but I don't understand how they managed to package the outside of the car to look so nice and sleek and coupe-like, but still have genuinely some of the most usable coupe back seats I've ever been in.
It's just BMW magic.
It's just magic,
Yeah, it's black magic wizardry. That's what BMW stands for.
Black magic. There you go.
I can't believe I landed on that.
I can't let you go.
In the front, we have M Sport seats.
Yeah.
We now get this beautiful M stripe, which
Yes.
actually looks very good.
These seats are incredibly bolstered.
Very bolstered.
Like really, really bolstered.
Yeah, when I first sat in the car,
Yeah.
it was in its most bolstered setting because they are adjustable, and it was basically a this seat's taken type of bolster. It just doesn't want you there.
It's like this, yeah.
But they're very effective. The interior is an issue at this price point.
No,
because,
it's not.
No, it is.
No,
it
it's
is because
not.
you're not thinking about price point. You're just thinking how much you like the interior. Type a $100,000 interior into Google.
You wouldn't get a picture of this.
You wouldn't get a picture of this.
No, but here's the things that I like. Okay, first of all, it is incredibly simple.
Yes.
Right? This car is sports car first.
Oh, I like the
luxury
interior.
second.
I like
Yeah.
it, and I like the touches they've done with the CS here.
Yeah, the
and,
Alcantara,
and the new
yeah.
marker is kind of like subtle but really
is.
nice. The steering wheel's a bit thick.
I think what they've actually done here, and I feel like this might be a bit of a cheap out, they just took the normal steering wheel and then wrapped it in Alcantara. Instead of replacing this, I swear this is thicker.
But if you
than a
look at
normal
something like a
M2.
Cayman,
Yeah.
it has the smaller diameter, thinner wheel. It makes the car feel more playful, even superficially.
I don't know, I like the chunky BMW steering wheels, I always have.
All right. But yeah, no, it's not quite 100 grand in here. The M2 competition for 30 grand less has the same interior.
There's a lot of
basically.
extra carbon fiber though. Like this whole center console piece is carbon fiber.
But they've sacrificed some stuff. So in order to be as raw and a sports car as possible,
Yeah.
they've removed the armrest here. So when you're driving like this, there's nothing here.
Right.
Which is a little bit annoying to live with.
Armrest
That's far
kind
down.
of.
That's far
Well,
down.
for me, it's great.
All right, fantastic, Mr. Fantastic, with stretchy arms.
Yeah.
But there's also no pocket to put your phone, so the cable comes out here and it's just open in the cabin. These are small complaints.
It's a small complaint,
But,
yeah,
it's wireless CarPlay, so you can, and there's no wireless charging, so you can either have it in your pocket and have a clean cabin,
Yeah.
or have a cable just hanging out.
which you kind of do because the Apple CarPlay is so unreliable in these. Still, even
It's
though-
been okay with me, but yeah, I would rather have wired CarPlay every day of the week.
Yes, always.
The gauge cluster is wonderful and simple.
Well, they look kind of digital, but they're not, right? Like if you turn it off, they disappear completely.
Yeah, they're just lit and they're clear.
But they're really easy to read. I wouldn't mind the addition of a speed.
A digital speed readout.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
this picks up speed so quickly, you're just
Yeah.
like, I'm illegal. It was illegal. For
Yeah.
a while,
Also, like right here in the gauge is 150 kilometers an hour, right? Like it's not like it's spaced out very well for in-town driving.
It wants you to push it. But they haven't sacrificed much
does.
comfort. If you think of the difference, the jump from the Cayman to the Cayman GT4, where
Yeah.
you lose the door handles and your seats don't have any adjustability.
That's right. Yes.
This still has a Harman Kardon sound system. It still has
Yes.
a bunch of the things.
That's because there's still a CSL. Well, no, there isn't. But
There
there
isn't.
could be a CSL.
I'm actually slightly disappointed in the interior. Like even the pedals aren't aluminium. They're just.
That is a shame.
Like
Those
this-
should be
yeah.
like special M pedals.
It, it feels mildly half-assed, but I don't care.
No,
because of how
yeah.
well it drives and how good it looks on the outside.
No, I like the interior. I've always liked the 2 Series interior. I find it spacious. But you're right. Overall, maybe for the price, like it's a significant bump.
It's a bump,
It's a
and we
significant
lost an
bump.
armrest and don't have aluminium pedals.
So yeah, okay. There's the downside. But I mean, otherwise, this is a really brilliant car.
So brilliant, in fact, that at the end of the day, James and I literally had a discussion about whether or not we should buy it. And even though we eventually talked ourselves out of it, the fact we considered it alone tells you what you need to know about the M2 CS. It's the most special and, dare I say, correct feeling BMW that exists right now. And no matter what choices the company makes in the future, the existence of this car can always remind us what the brand really stands for. Driving.
Might as well do a walk around.